Hi everyone, welcome back to Wealth, Wisdom, and Insights. Today, we're diving deep into Simon Sinek's groundbreaking book, Start With Why. This isn't just a book, it's a powerful mindset shift that's changed how some of the most successful leaders and organizations in the world think, act, and inspire. By the end of this video, you'll understand why people like Steve Jobs, Martin Luther King Jr., and even companies like Apple and Harley-Davidson didn't just achieve success, they created a following. Let's get into it. Sinek's theory centers around the golden circle, a powerful framework that separates great leaders from everyone else. Picture three circles nested inside one another, why at the core, surrounded by how, and finally what on the outside. Most companies start from the outside in. They start by defining what they do, then explain how they're better, and finally, if there's time, try to justify why they do it. But leaders who inspire, those who create loyal followers, start with why. They know their purpose, cause, or belief that drives them. This why becomes their guiding force and the reason people want to be a part of their journey. Take Apple as an example. Apple doesn't start by saying, "We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one?" That's just what they do. Instead, they say, "In everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently." The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. And we happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Apple leads with their why. And because of that, people aren't just buying products. They're buying into a cause, an identity. Apple's iconic Think Different campaign wasn't just a slogan. It was their why in action. They dared people to be brave, to embrace innovation, and to disrupt the norm. That's why people who buy Apple products don't just feel like customers. They feel like part of a movement. Steve Jobs had this why-driven vision from the start. He didn't just want to make computers. He wanted to revolutionize how we use technology and connect with the world. This why inspired every product, every launch, and every speech he gave. It's why Apple was able to create one of the most loyal customer bases in the world, because they made their purpose clear and undeniable. They started with why. Now, contrast that with Dell, a company that also makes great computers but lacks the cult following Apple has. Dell's messaging has traditionally been all about what? Here's our latest PC with this features, specs, and prices. They don't communicate a purpose, a why. As a result, people may buy a Dell because it meets their needs, but they aren't invested emotionally. Dell customers don't form communities or get excited about every product launch like Apple fans do. Apple fans are buying more than a computer. They're buying into a belief system, an experience, an identity. Sinek gives another powerful example of starting with why through Martin Luther King Jr. In 1963, Dr. King didn't give a "I have a plan" speech. He gave an "I have a dream" speech. He shared a vision of a future where equality and justice would prevail. His words weren't full of steps or strategies, but rather a purpose, a why that united millions. King wasn't the only one fighting for civil rights, but he led with such conviction that his why became a movement that others wanted to follow. Let's look at another example. The Wright brothers. They didn't have advanced technology or huge funding. What they had was an unwavering belief, a why. They wanted to give humans the power of flight. Their competitor, Samuel Langley, had government funding and the best resources, but he lacked the deep, purpose-driven why that the Wright brothers had. Sinek notes, they didn't invent flight for fame or fortune. They invented flight to give people the ability to soar. That why fueled their relentless passion, even when they failed over and over again. And guess who made it to the skies first? The Wright brothers. So how do we apply this concept in our own lives? Sinek suggests that to truly lead and inspire, you must know your why. Ask yourself, why do I do what I do? This is a tough question that requires introspection. Think beyond the paycheck or job title. Ask yourself, what drives me? What's the reason I get up in the morning? Sinek emphasizes that why is a belief, not a task. It's the impact you want to have, the legacy you want to leave. He says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. When you connect with this, you'll naturally attract people who share your vision. Your why becomes your brand, your compass, and the key to fostering meaningful relationships and loyalty. Another great example from the book is Harley-Davidson. Harley's why isn't about selling motorcycles. It's about creating a lifestyle of freedom and rebellion. Harley's brand is deeply personal to their customers. It's why people tattoo the Harley logo on their bodies and why they feel pride in riding a Harley. They're not just buying a product, they're buying into a philosophy. Sinek calls this the power of why. Harley isn't selling motorcycles, they're selling identity and freedom, and that's why their fans are fiercely loyal. Applying the golden circle in our own lives or businesses can be life-changing. When you start with why, you gain a sense of purpose, direction, and focus that makes all the difference. Imagine applying this to your work, your projects, and even your personal goals. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? With this clarity, you'll not only make better decisions, but you'll also attract people who believe in the same cause. As Sinek emphasizes, it's those who start with why that have the ability to inspire and lead. Leaders with a clear why don't need to constantly motivate their teams because their purpose itself inspires action. Sinek's message in Start with Why is simple yet profound. Starting with why is the foundation of every successful person, leader, and company. It's the reason people like Steve Jobs and Martin Luther King Jr. weren't just leaders, they were visionaries. They understood the power of purpose, and they inspired people not just to follow, but to believe. If you're a leader, a manager, or even someone looking to lead a more intentional life, take this message to heart. Find your why. Lead with purpose. Because as Sinek says, when you start with why, anything is possible. Thanks for tuning in to Wealth, Wisdom, and Insights. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights and start leading with why today.